Hello and welcome to Brands Hatch for the very first race in a brand new series, the Radical SR1. This series has already attracted a lot of attention from the media as well as drivers who want to hone their skills in motorsport. To find out more, I caught up with Will Brown. Well, first of all, tell us, what is SR1 Cup?
The SR1 Cup is something that we've introduced for 2013. It's an all-new championship to encourage novice racers into radical racing for the first time. What we've seen over recent years is that we get approached by hundreds of racers every year who want to go racing for the first time. They don't really know how to, they don't necessarily know anybody who does race already, and it's getting those skills and the right mentality and the right sort of toolbox of ability around you to go racing. So the idea of the SR1 Cup is to give you a car and all the package around it in terms of racing and support and training that makes you a really good racer to then go on and race in sports cars or wherever that you want to from there on.
And when you talk about the training and the coaching, what does that involve?
Okay, so the entire package is that you get a brand new race car, which is yours to keep. You get a branded Radical race suit, again, which is yours to keep, and then we set you off on a sort of a ladder of training. So the first stage is 2 track days, full day track days, loads of track time, professional instruction with Radical instructors, so you're really getting into good habits, how to drive the car properly and understand how it works. There's technical training alongside that and understanding how the data systems work on the car to get the most out of your driving. Then the next stage then is then we went to a timed track day at Bedford Autodrome a few weeks ago. This is really great practice for qualifying, gets people into that competitive spirit. And then the first event this weekend, one of 4, which is 2 races here at Brands Hatch.
So the series is open to anybody, whether you want to arrive and drive and enter as part of a team, or whether you'd like to run as a privateer and run your own car, which is what brothers Peter and Matt Brooks have chosen to do, and here they are. So brothers here, obviously, was it a bit of competition between you that decided you'd both race?
I think it was a moment of pure lunacy, basically. I don't know, it just happened before Christmas. We heard about the series, and I've certainly always fostered a desire to do it at some point. So, and then Matt suggested it, and it just got a momentum all of its own, and suddenly we're here. It's mad, basically.
And for you, Matt, you have had a little bit of track experience in the past, but some time ago.
Yeah, I did some tin tops back in the late 90s, which is quite a long time ago, and then kids came along and I saw this and I emailed it to Pete, and I wasn't expecting him to take it seriously, but he came back and said, yes, I'm having a midlife crisis, let's do it. and here we are.
Well, racing in the SR1 series this year, we have a celebrity who's crossed from 2 wheels to 4 wheels. So Chris Hoy, it's lovely to have you racing in the championship. Quite a transition from your bike to the car.
Yeah, it's a bit of a change, but it's fantastic fun, and just having so much enjoyment from trying something new and getting that adrenaline and that buzz from a whole new sport.
Have you always enjoyed motorsport, or is it something you've just sat back and thought, I like competition, obviously?
It's something that I've been a big fan of for a number of years. You know, I used to watch Colin McRae on TV when he was world champion back in the mid-90s. That's what really got me interested in motorsport. And then obviously through the F1 and watching the BTCC and all kinds of racing on telly, just a big fan. I never thought I'd get the chance to actually try it myself. So when I got this opportunity, I grabbed it, and it just fitted in with the end of my cycling career. So it's been the perfect timing.
And I know you've been out in the car a couple of times already this year with the testing, getting your ARDS licence and practice starts. Yeah. How has that helped you prepare for the start of the race today?
Well, it's essential, really. You know, you can't just step up there and, you know, no matter how good a driver you think you are, when you get on the track and you have these instructors with you, you realise you're not as good as you think. So it's been great to have the assistance from guys like Andy Wallace and Roger Green and Roger Bromley, and just to have that, you know, that guidance. It's fantastic. So I've learned a lot. I'm still very much a novice and still very much a beginner, but I'm really enjoying it and hopefully improving as I go along.
Well, we're down on the grid now here at Brands. The sun's just shining through, and alongside me here is our Olympic gold medalist, Sir Chris Hoy. This is the very first time he will have started a race, but of course, it's the very first time that most of these drivers will have started a race, because they can have completed no more than 6 races to be eligible to race in the SR1 Championship. And if you look all the way back down there, that's a lot of cars to make it through the first corner safely. Down here on the front row, here we have Colin Noble Jr. Remember, his father won the UK Cup Championship last season. No pressure for him at all under that, but carrying the same name. We're going to catch up with Colin a little bit later on in the programme. And over here, our pole sitter is Dan Vaughan. I'm sure they'll all be very nervous at this point, and it's time to find out how they get on their very first race for the Radical SR1 Cup.
This should be something quite special, thanks Gemma, and this is how they line up with Dan Vaughan in pole from Colin Noble Jr. Then row 2, Jake Bradshaw and Brian Caldwell. Row 3, Robert Ullman and Sir Chris Hoy, just ahead of Elliot Goodman. And then Barry Liversidge. Huge field of cars, and all credit to Radical, getting over 20 of them on the grid for their inaugural round. The field completed by Shai Shamai in 21st position. They make magnificent sight. Pole position was an average lap speed of 88 miles an hour. Shows just how quick these are as away we go. It's a terrible start from Vaughan from pole position, and left stranded is Robert Almond. He'll be going nuts about that as the rest of the field accelerate away towards Paddock Hill Bend, and it is Colin Noble Jr. who has taken the early advantage. So Noble Jr., and he's not only taking the lead, he's pulling some way clear then of Jake Bradshaw in second position. We've got the recovering Dan Vaughan and the rest of the field all jinking through, jostling for position. There is positive Bradshaw, and just behind him is Chris Hoy as Bradshaw looks to make the move on the number 66 car, Brian Caldwell. Is he able to find his way through? They are busy swapping over third position. Chris Hoy very much part of that fight, and the next group of cars, James Guess, trying to make a little bit of ground up as well as they sprint along the Cooper Straight and into Surtees for the first time of Arsenal already, though. The race leaders are coming towards the end of the first lap, and really it's the battle we're seeing at the moment, the one for third and fourth position between Brian Caldwell and Dan Vaughan. That's the one to watch and enjoy. Vaughan, the second of those trades, he's the driver with the fluorescent yellow helmet as we have a look into Surtees. Squeal of tyres, around we go, and unfortunately for Russell Luke, it's an unlucky 13. He has a quick spin, no harm done, he should be back in the fray. Colin Noble Jr. is who leads then. Jake Bradshaw in second, still this battle ongoing for third between Caldwell and Vaughan. And Vaughan dives to the inside of Paddock Hill Bend, and that's a fantastic move from Dan Vaughan, really catching him by surprise already. Colin Noble Jr. into the traffic a little bit, he goes past the early spinner Russell Luke, and this extra dynamic from these drivers have to learn to deal with, and just being delayed a little bit there is Jake Bradshaw. A 99 car, it gets very, very close, and is that going to back him up into the territory of Dan Vaughan? Not quite, but Vaughan sliding the car. You can see why he was able to get himself onto pole position, because he's pushing very, very hard. He's breaking clear of Brian Caldwell, who's got Chris Hoy right on his tail. These are Radical SR1s, by the way, as they dive to do the lappery on Russell Luke. Do 0 to 60 miles an hour in just 3.6 seconds. They've got a top speed, which they'll probably meet along the Brabham Straight here, 138 miles an hour. So Chris Hoy, we know, is very, very quick with pedal power, with horsepower. He is well into three figures in pursuit then of Caldwell as they hit the brakes down through Paddock Hill Bend, riding the curbs there, Chris Hoy. But he's not quite able to force Caldwell into an error. Caldwell, though, takes preemptive action, moves to the inside of the road, heading up to Druids. He doesn't leave a Radical SR1's width to the inside line, and that frustrates, therefore, Chris Hoy's bid to get through around Graham Hill Bend and then accelerating along Cooper Straight. That's a tool for the Radical team. They would say that Chris Hoy approaches his racing very much in the way that he and Dave Brailsford, the rest of British cycling, pursued the Olympic dream in terms of really looking at every minute detail of the car, every minute detail about what he's doing on track to try and find out where he can make the improvements. But racing is another experience altogether, because you just cannot predict what's going to happen in a race. And so now Hoy has got to use all of his testing, all of his track day experience to very good effect as he tries to plot away past Brian Caldwell at the same time. Caldwell, who like Hoy is essentially a novice, is having to be careful here not to drive with his mirrors too much, not to drive too defensively, because that will slow him down and really back him into Hoy as both of them go a little bit sideways at Druids. As we see the switch, do we for second position? Yes, we do. Diving to the inside line goes Dan Vaughan, and he gains the place off Jake Bradshaw. Really nice move that from Vaughan. A pair of them jinked through Surtees and then into McLaren before arriving at Clearways. Well, as ever with Radicals, battles to be found throughout the field. That's Elliot Goodman, who is just ahead of Barry Liversidge in the number 6 car. Goodman in car 28, jinking through Surtees. The pair of them go. And these Radical SR1s, they're certainly able to run very, very closely to each other. I think this is going to be a series that just grows and grows in years to come. Have a replay of Chris Hoy maybe negotiating his way through the traffic a little bit. That's Deryn James, who's able to pick his way past. James continues on his way as heading into Surtees for the final time goes the race leader and about to be inaugural winner in the Radical SR1 Cup, because Colin Noble Jr. is continuing his father's wheel tracks. He's utterly dominated proceedings here, and he's got 6.5 seconds over the rest of the field as he accelerates along the Bradford Straight and takes the checkered flag and victory. Second place should go the way of Dan Vaughan, but the fight for fourth is very much on because Brian Caldwell in traffic has been emphatically caught by Chris Hoy. Caldwell in the 66 car, you can see Hoy on his tail in his wheel tracks. The pair of them head along the Bradford Straight. Jake Bradshaw is through in third, and it is Caldwell who'll take fourth from Hoy in fifth position. Let's have a look then at the final results. With victory for Colin Noble Jr., second place Dan Vaughan, third Jake Bradshaw, fourth Brian Caldwell, fifth Sir Chris Hoy, and Robert Ullman, despite that bad start, completing the top six.
Colin, congratulations, a fantastic drive. Did you enjoy it?
Yeah, good drive. Got off well at the start and just kept our head down and got the win. It's good.
Well, you've just made history. You're the first ever winner of a race in the SR1.
Yeah, it was good. We didn't have the best of qualifying, no clear laps, but the start went to plan, so yeah, it went well from there.
Dan, a fantastic result for you. You were pushing hard in that race.
Yeah, the start really cost me, and the back marker, so you can't really catch him, but happy with second, so you've got to take the next race and fight from there. So
First race in the SR1. Did you enjoy it first and foremost?
Yeah, absolutely. It was a lot of fun. It's very hectic, but yeah, there's a lot going on and it keeps you on your toes.
Chris, I know you're no stranger to starting races, but that must have been very different from starting a race on your bike.
It was. You know, you always get adrenaline before you race on a bike, but you know what you're doing on a bike. You know, I've been doing it for years, and I know exactly how I want to approach the race. For this, it's so different, it's so new that you're very nervous and you're just trying to stay focused and not stall the engine and make a mistake. But it was, yeah, the nerves were there, the adrenaline was there, and I was just really excited on the start line. But it went well. Had a great race, had a lot of fun, and thankfully kept the car in one piece.
Well, history has been written here at Brands Hatch. The very first Radical SR1 Cup race has been completed and won by Colin Noble Jr. After the break, we'll get to know Colin just a little bit better and try and find out what makes him tick. Stay tuned, we'll see you on the other side of this.